I'm Nick, and I'll be taking my athlete here, Nicholas, for my movement and mobility specialization course. We'll be doing 8 different exercises today. The first exercise is going to be the jumping jack. Your setup for the jumping jacks is you're going to have your feet together, arms next to your hips, and you're going to jump like so, moving your arms all the way up and above, clapping your hands above your head and feet as wide apart as possible. And you do this simultaneously together while doing, then you can show to stand on the balls of your feet while jumping, like so. Give it a try. Perfect. Make sure to stand on the balls of your feet, don't make elbows. Perfect. Okay, next I'll be going on to my mobility exercise, which will be my flat T-rack. For this, you're going to be on all your fours, like so, almost in like a child's pose position. You're going to want to have your hands underneath your shoulders, like so, and knees underneath your hips. Now, when doing this, you want to push your buttocks forwards, like an up, as your feet retract your scapula, and you want to move your one arm outwards, making sure to keep eye contact with the arm that's moving outwards, and then up to make a T shape. And then you want to bring it down, following the same way, down, and then next arm, looking this way, retracting your scapula, up, and T shape. So on the fours, child's pose position basically. Perfect. Look at your arm while doing it, and then down, retracting your scapula. Perfect. Okay, next we're going to go into our prep, and the prep is preparing us for doing the frog, which is my workout. So that's for my primal movement. But first you want to do the setup for it, which you'll be starting up with the frog. Feet shoulder width apart, going into a deep squat, making sure your hands are on the ground like so, touching in between your legs. Then we're going to go into the gorilla rock. And with the gorilla rock, we're going to move our hands around like so, keeping them both on the ground, planted as much as possible, moving them in different positions. By doing this, we will help stretch the wrists to help us do the frog in the next for the primal video. Shoulder width apart, going into the deep squat, hands fully on the ground. Now you're going into the gorilla rock. You're going to be moving your hands around. By doing this, it will help stretch your arms, which will help do the primal movement of the frog. Perfect. That's how you do the frog and the gorilla rock. Okay, next we're going to go into the actual primal movement of the frog. Since I taught Nick over here how to do the setup of the frog and the gorilla rock, which will help us prep for the actual frog, we're going to go back into that position like so, hands on your feet, hands on the ground in between your feet. And what you want to do now is move your feet backwards, making sure not to jump when doing it, and have your feet in line and in between your shoulders like so, and then bringing it back to the same position, repeating this over and over. So down, in between your shoulder and your scapula, and then back, and the same over and over, making sure to keep your feet on the ground with your hands. There we go, making sure to have your feet between your shoulders, and then bringing it back to the same position. Now from doing a stretch with the gorilla reach will help us with our hands more. Perfect. We're going on to the sidewinder, which is our switch exercise. And for this, it doesn't really correspond with any of the frog, but the closest I can get to it. So for this, you'll start off in the beast position, like so. Hands underneath your shoulders and knees in line with your hips, and hands in line with your shoulders. And with this, you want to first lift up your knees, and then you want to bring your left or right foot towards the opposite position, turning the hips and turning the leg as well. Doing like so, and then down back into the same position. The knees back up, twist body, move your hips like so, and back down. Perfect. So now my first of my 3 own choices, my first one is knee high runs. You want to start the same position as the jumping jacks, feet together, arms by your side, and then you're going to start running. You want to pump your arms at all times while running on the spot. Bring your knees up to hip height, and you're going to run like so. Making sure to pump your arms at all times. Perfect. Just try to get your knees as high as possible up to the hips, and pump your arms at all times. Perfect. Okay, so for my own choice 2, the next one I'm doing is butt kicks. Now the same position when doing the jumping jacks, feet together, arms by your side. And what you want to do here is making sure to stay on the balls of your feet while butt kicking. You want to have your back of your leg, back of your foot hit your buttocks, like so, and running on the spot, making sure to stay on the balls of your feet all the time, and pumping your arms while you kick the back of your butt, and while doing so, having your knees facing the ground when they're up, like so. Perfect. So on the balls of your feet, back of your foot is touching your buttocks. Perfect. Okay, for my third own choice, I'll be doing the push-up. Push-up, you want to be laying down on your stomach. You want to have your hands, elbows, and shoulders all in line with one another. Pushing like so, having arms at 30 degrees outwards on each arm. Making sure you're tensing the core. And when you're going to push down, make sure to have your elbows as close as you can to your body. Push down with your chest, looking down, keeping your back straight with your neck and hips in line at all times. Making sure your hands are out 30 degrees, in line with your shoulders, your hands, and down, holding your core. Perfect.